everybody, Michael here. It's Monday and we're back on track, obviously. I usually write out how my progress, good or bad, is for you guys, but Bobby's on set, so we figured...
Catching in the paddock, catching in the paddock.
As you know, I've been working on my riding on the SV650 with an ambition to get back into racing this year. And the reason I've been putting all this work into it is I want to make sure I'm fast enough and competitive, and even more importantly, really, I want to make sure that I'm safer out there. So we only go fast when we're safe. I want to make sure that I can race tight quarters around people and not be a danger to the other guys and gals on track. You know, I feel like that. I've been doing it for a bit, but this year I've been taking it really serious, like I said. So today we're at Lightning. So New Jersey Motorsports Park has two tracks, Thunderbolt and Lightning. I prefer Thunderbolt, it's sort of my go-to home track, so I know that really well. That's sort of my base, that's my base setting, that track. So I know exactly how well I'm doing every lap I go out there. Lightning, I haven't been around probably in about 3 years. And in a bike, it's been probably 4 years. So we've had 2 sessions so far. So the first one, I really just went out there and I had some new Michelins on the bike, so I just wanted to scrub those in. Make sure I got some heat to them, make sure I wore them in a little bit, and just remind myself where the apexes of the track are and where to get on the throttle and where my braking points are and where I should be shifting. So you know, I did that. To be honest with you, I'm feeling a little blocky out there, but when I go out, I always have a goal or two. You gotta ride with a goal. You gotta, same as driving on the racetrack, you gotta go out there and figure out, I wanna work on this 1 or 2 things. So for me, my goals are twofold today. It's a continuation of last week, which I thought I did really well, and I think probably next session I'll have it back again, which is to take all the movements on a motorcycle, say those 10 things you need to do when you enter a corner, and make them one motion rather. So for turn 1, for instance, you know, you're tucked behind the bubble, and then you got to get up, you got to get on the brakes, you got to downshift twice, you got to move your body to the outside of the bike really smoothly, get your foot on the outside. The real other thing I'm trying to do is lengthen my time on the throttle and shorten my time on the brakes. So that means hold the throttle open for a little longer, a little longer, a little longer, get my braking in deeper, and then get on the throttle earlier out of the apex. And this is where I got to be careful. I've been feeling really good, super confident this season. I feel like my riding is the best it's ever been. It's when you start pushing those boundaries where you're dealing in the very fine edges of your lap right there. That's when you start to tip over the line, you tip over 100%, and you wind up on your back. So I'm just trying to be really smart about it, be really smooth about it. So 3 sessions in today, and man, it's hot out here. But I'm happy with my riding. That's good. There are some places on this track, like turn 4 is an uphill corner, and it's a blind entrance. So I'm just sort of trying to figure out where exactly I need to be. So there's a couple of attempts to be saved in 2 places like that. But I told you earlier I was trying to find the limit of places, get closer to those lap times that I'm looking for, and I did have a moment in the back bowl over there, in the light bowl they call it. It's a big 13-degree arced corner, and I did feel the rear of the bike. I was just trying to push, and coming out of the corner, you know, I was still leaned over, and I guess I really just didn't pick the bike up enough when I got on the throttle. So still on the side of the tire, started to roll the throttle on, and the rear of the motorcycle came around, but you know, I felt it. The tires give me really good feeling. I ride these Michelin, so no drama. A couple of years ago that would have given me drama, would have given me some pause, but I just rolled off the throttle a degree or 2 and dipped my head in, and then just, you know, let that rear get traction and go again. Speaking of, this is one of the things I gotta figure out. You can see this is a new set of tires. There's a couple laps on them. You can see I'm using the corner, I'm using the edge of the tire all the way around the corners. I'm using the rear really nicely, but same as my last set of fronts. I got a bit of a you know, a 1/4 inch or so of tire that I'm not using on the side of these. I'm pushing them. You can see them getting all smashed up, but I don't know if that's a suspension setup I got to work on. I got to put maybe more of the weight towards the front of the motorcycle, or maybe I just ride like a wimp. I don't know, but it doesn't feel like I am. But that's something I got to figure out. We got 2 more sessions left, so the last session I came in 2 laps early. I was just making a few mistakes out there. We ride for 20 or 30 minutes and we sit and we go out for our session again. And in my other session there was a red flag, so it's a pretty hairy crash. And so I was off the bike for about an hour and 40 minutes, and I get back on. I'm riding and pushing.
Tension in the paddock.
Best to just come in, reset myself.
Drivers in the car group.
Go out the next time.
Drivers in the car group. The next session starts in 10 minutes.
That was the end of my day. I feel good. I left that one. The last two sessions were good ones for me. I was on a pretty good line. I made a few mistakes because I'm still figuring out my way around Thunderbolt, or Lightning rather, but it was all right. I did what I needed to do. I felt like I was pretty quick on that one. I got to look at the data, and I'll post the data for you guys so you can see it. It felt right. The one thing I noticed was trying to do everything right. I always wind up forgetting something, and halfway through corners I'd realize I was still, even though I was leaned over, my head was kind of here, and this is like 16 pounds of weight, and it's really good to put your head into the corner more, get it out as far as you can so you can get on the throttle and stand the bike up further. So something I got to work on again. But other than that, I lost 10 pounds in this blistering heat in a leather suit, but job done. I feel like it's beer o'clock.